After back-to-back wins, the Cincinnati Bengals appear to be back on track and headed towards competing for an AFC North crown, similar to how they won it last year. Let us know in the comments if you think the Bengals are past their early season struggles and that they're a trustworthy team in the postseason. But Matt, toss it up to you, man. You have faith in this Bengals squad?
I don't have faith in them, honestly, not yet. Here's the thing, and everybody's going to look at me crazy for that because we just watched Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd.
Right?
Torch them. It was the Falcons,
It was over
first
at
of all,
halftime.
so let's calm down. It was the Falcons. We already know that those guys are great. They were great last year.
Yep.
They were great in the postseason, and that's why they got to the Super Bowl. I have no doubt. I have never doubted the skill of the Bengals with their weapons, with their quarterback, even their defense.
Yeah.
I have never had a question. I've had a question about the offensive line. And at the end of the day, that is what cost them a Super Bowl, because when Aaron Donald needed to make a play, he got to Joe Burrow before Joe Burrow could keep the Cincinnati Bengals Super Bowl hopes alive. And it was the O-line play at the end of the day that cost them a Super Bowl, in my opinion. He's been sacked 24 times. He's tied with Matt Ryan for the most sacks by a quarterback this season.
Second most.
Second most,
Yeah,
thank you.
right.
Justin Fields is 3 sacks ahead of them.
Yeah.
Listen, they haven't fixed it. They tried to fix it. It hasn't been addressed. We talked in an earlier episode that Kansas City is going to add pass rush. You think
I would hope
that's
so.
going to be a problem?
Yeah.
You're going to have to possibly go up against Von Miller in Buffalo. That's going to be a problem. That's going to cost the Bengals, and I don't have faith.
I do have faith in the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's fair.
Could easily point to Joe Burrow torching the Atlanta Falcons. And I want to say, too, we should probably put some respect on the Atlanta Falcons names. Let's keep it real. They had a close loss to the Saints, a close loss to the Rams right after that, and they played the Buccaneers pretty strong as well. Those are their 3 losses on this season.
3 poor teams right now, too.
I mean, that's a good point. But I'm just looking at their losses. Those are their losses, and none of the losses came in awful fashion before Sunday's game. But this is more about the Cincinnati Bengals, of course, and the reason that I have faith in this squad doesn't really have a lot to do with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, the best quarterback wide receiver duo in the NFL. It's really more about the defense that has not allowed a second half touchdown this entire season. We're 7 weeks through the NFL season, people, and this Cincinnati Bengals defense continues to play lights out, particularly in the second half when the games hang in balance. And obviously offensively, what we saw to Joe Burrow and Tyler Boyd,
it's what we expect.
And Jamar Chase on Sunday is what we expect. But yes, and what we expect is greatness. And I expect that even with the offensive line issues, although I expect that unit to continue to be better as the season rolls along, as they continue to gel, because there is new faces there, right? When you put together an offensive line pretty much in one offseason, it's going to take some time for them to gel and, get used to each other. So I expect as the season rolls along for that unit to get better and for Joe Burrow to continue to show us that he's a top 5 quarterback in this league who has a top 5 wide receiver and a top 5 wide receiver core at his disposal. I didn't even mention Joe Mixon and what he brings to the offense as well. So I like the Cincinnati Bengals to compete for this AFC North crown and be a problem in the playoffs again.
I don't argue that. I argue simply that there are some deadly pass rushes, especially once they get to the AFC playoffs, and that could do them in. I fully expect if it's a tight game, Von Miller is going to make that play. Chris Jones could make that play.
Possibly.
Clark could make that play. Yeah. And I don't, when the chips are on the line, unless you're going to scheme Joe Burrow to avoid that rush, or he's going to have to dodge everyone coming at him, it's just, I don't trust that O-line, and it's going to come to bite them in the butt.
I get you. You mentioned the Chiefs and the Bills defenses. Those are the 2 biggest, competitors to the Bengals.
Those are the
AFC,
hurdles.
Right?
They're going to have to jump one or both of those teams.
But I would say the Bengals defense is right there with those 2. I would say at this point the Bengals defense is better than the Chiefs, and I'd say it's right there on par, if not better than the Bills as well, with the Bills dealing with some injuries on the defensive side of the ball. So if the Bengals end up with the best defense in the conference and a top 5 quarterback, I think that's a recipe for success, so long as they get the offensive line in order, which is a valid point. But let us know in the comments, do you have faith in the Cincinnati Bengals this postseason? Let us know. Happy Halloween.
Sorry for scaring you.
Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out our other videos, and don't forget to smack that subscribe button down below while you're at it. Also, for more great and original content, head right over to bvmsports.com.